Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I need to stop saying I say and have to cut it out 30,000 times. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be doing 21 things I learned in my 21 years of life. Most of these things are obviously not what I've learned since birth, but most of these things are pretty much stuff I've learned within the past couple of years, or even mostly within the past couple of months, because I just feel like since moving and living in California, I've really learned a lot, especially living on my own and being in a new state and moving and just being in LA especially. I've learned a lot. And since my birthday is coming up, it is on Monday, February 11th, I figured it's a perfect time to do this video, and also a perfect time to get back into making YouTube videos. And yeah, so I'm just gonna jump right in. I have actually I have all of it written down, everything I have learned. So starting off, these are not really in a particular order. I was going to try and kind of put them in some kind of order of relevance or something, I don't know. But these are just kind of what came to mind. And also I watched a few other videos to get a few inspirations, because coming up with 21 things was pretty hard, and I tried not to make too many of them seem similar, but there are just like kind of worded differently, but they are different things I've learned. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to stop talking and just get into the video. First thing on my list is live in the moment, which this is something I'm really working on right now. By living in the moment, I mean like living in the moment, being present and not in my head and not overthinking like situations and stuff like that. Number 2, I have it's okay to be yourself. I'm a pretty shy person, and I usually act a certain way around people, and then like when I'm by myself, I feel like I'm my true self, and I don't really understand why I do that, because I should be able to be myself around my friends and family and everything. So I'm just really starting to, I don't know, I guess kind of like break out of my shell, which I've been trying to do for a long time. But yeah. Next I have patience is key, which this one I've honestly realized within the past month, because I would just stress over things like not happening right away or being upset that things aren't happening. But I've slowly realized that patience is key, because nothing just happens overnight. It takes a while, like anything. And I just really think patience is important. Number 4, I have not to stress over the little things, which kind of goes back to that, because I used to stress over everything, or like stress over being late for things. Even if I was like 2 minutes late, I would like stress over it and like want to be exactly on time. And just like other little things you can't control, it's not worth stressing over. Number 5, staying organized keeps motivation. Number 6 is it's all a phase and it will pass. Another thing I really have just noticed about life recently is that everything's a phase. It's not a phase, Mom, but everything really is a phase, and throughout life everything's constantly changing and everything. And yeah. Number 7 is it's okay to have a small group of friends. Just a small group of really close friends is honestly way better than having a lot of friends in a way. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to this because it is really important just to have a few really close friends who are there for you. Number 8, I have stepping out of your comfort zone is scary but rewarding and growth. With this, this is also just like within the past week or so. I feel like all of these are just really recent in life, but I just feel like recently I've come to the realization of everything and like what has happened within the past couple of years. But I've been really stepping out of my comfort zone in dance and taking classes I used to always be scared of, especially like hip hop classes. But those are honestly my favorite classes to take and are so fun. And every time I leave those classes, I feel so good about myself. And it really means that I am growing and they're way out of my comfort zone, or used to be really outside my comfort zone. And it's really rewarding. But not only in dance, but in a lot of areas of life, just stepping outside your comfort zone, doing something every day that scares you will really make you grow as a person. Number 9, needing alone time is great, but don't isolate yourself / too much alone time is not good. Number 10 is don't be scared to express yourself. And with this, I feel like I am still just such a shy and reserved person, and I'm really trying to break through with that, with just like everything in life, like my style, my dancing, and just expressing myself the way I want to. Number 11 is I know myself better than anyone else. And with this, kind of self-explanatory. Number 12, I am intro / extroverted and more social than I thought. 13, finding things that interest me are important. I used to be like kind of, I don't know why, it's like just always been an insecure person, I don't know. But I used to be really, like if something interests me, I would be scared or shy to be like, oh, I like this, or like anything like that. So recently, like I've tried playing ukulele, and I think that's a lot of fun, which is something I would be really scared to do or try, which I don't know why. But other things that interest me of like astrology or like spirituality, which I find all very interesting. And since some of those topics I guess are kind of judgy, I was always scared to be like, oh yeah, I'm interested in this kind of stuff. But yeah. Number 14 is being open to self-growth. You are always growing and changing, which is so true for everyone. Like, I remember in like middle school or like high school, people are always like, oh, she's changed, blah, blah, blah. And like people will get mad at you for changing. And like obviously with certain people, I guess like people can change and become like worse or whatever. I don't know. But don't be scared of change and changing as a person, because you're literally on this earth for like 90 years or like whatever if you live that long. But you're literally here for your entire life, and you're not going to be the same person you were 6, when you were 10, when you were 16. So just not being scared of changing and growing as a person to become a better person. Number 15 is things get worse before it gets better, which is also very true, because honestly life is just like a roller coaster. There's always going to be ups and downs. Number 16 is what you tell yourself is what you will believe about yourself. And this one also just goes back to like, I constantly told myself I'm a shy person, I am introverted, people don't like talking to me, I'm just awkward. And the more I tell myself that, the more I'm going to believe it. So it's kind of saying like negative things to yourself over and over. It's not healthy. So saying more positive things to yourself, or more things that are good about yourself, is what you're going to believe. And yeah. For number 17, I have setting goals and writing things down help motivate and manifest, which is also something I'm slowly learning right now. I got a bullet journal, and it has honestly like changed my life because it's also a nice outlet to like be a little creative and like make my own planner in a way, and I really enjoy it. But I have noticed even just like writing things down on a sticky note on there of like, by next week get a job, and then I flipped the page and saw that, and then by that time I did get a job. And I've recently just made like little goals like that, and just changing like, oh, look for a job, or changing it to get a job. I feel like it really does change and like put things into motion. That makes sense? Okay. Anyway, number 18 is being your own friend / love yourself, which also kind of goes back to I know myself better than anyone else. And being your own like best friend isn't a bad thing. It's actually really good. And just learning to love yourself and who you are is a really good thing, and loving yourself is important and cliche. Okay. Number 19 is bottling things up is not good, which I feel like growing up my entire life, this is what I did, because I've always just felt like nobody needed to hear me complain, or just never wanted to be a burden on somebody, or just like, yeah, I don't know. But just bottling things up is really not good for you mentally and like health-wise, and it ends up just always coming out some way or another because you tend to just bottle things up way too much, and then there would be a situation that happens, and then it's just a volcano of emotions, and then you're just like, well, shit. So yeah, bottling things up is not good. Number 20, I have procrastinating only leads to stress, which is very true. I procrastinate a lot, and I feel like I don't get that stressed out because like I'll end up getting it done anyway, but just working on not procrastinating. And then my last one for number 21 is you create your own happiness, and this is very true, which also just goes back to kind of a lot of things I said. Just if you tell yourself negative things, you're going to have a negative look and a negative way of living your life. But if you tell yourself more positive things and try and live in a more positive way, you're going to create a happier life for yourself. And it's all about your mindset of changing the way you think. And obviously nobody's going to be happy 24/7, 7 days out of the week. There's always going to be just like an off day. And I'm also learning that that's okay, because when I have an off day, I'm just like, oh, my world is over. Like, what happened to me? I was so good yesterday. I was so happy. But you just have to, once again, just change your mindset and everything, and you can live a happier life. And you choose to be happy or not. And yeah, awkward now. I don't know. So that is all of the 21 things I've learned by 21 years old. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and also hopefully you guys can take away some of the stuff I said and be like, think about it and just be like, you know what? She's right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Keep watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, okay.